Absolutely love it, because the Baby Dragon, even with the nerf, still has enough health and enough splash damage to really cause a lot of problems out there. But that Goblin Barrel, Skelly Barrel, quad bait, double barrel combo, whatever you want to call it, is brutal in 2v2, and SK wants nothing to do with it.
Yeah, so getting that completely out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into game number 1 of our 2v2 set. Pain Gaming versus SK for a playoff spot. Let's go.
It's exciting and sad, but it's our last regular season game, Rich.
It is nuts. It is nuts. It's gone very, very quickly, and it's been nothing short of shocking from top to bottom.
Yeah, agreed. So here we go. Hog Rider activates King Tower, first play of the day here for Coca RX and Lucdubs.
Yeah, with a NATO ban, the Hog Rider does get a little bit more. You know, it's not as easy to activate King Tower, obviously. Without the NATO ban, that's a curious piece here in the deck.
Yeah, agreed. P.E.K.K.A. and NATO and Ice Wiz, so going to be a lot of responses to that Hog Rider, and I'm assuming it's going to be double Hog Rider with double Giant Skeleton.
Well, you know, talking about all those responses, on top of everything, that Tornado, the ability to just pull the Hog Rider to the middle with 2 King Towers, both shooting at the Hog, it seems like that's going to be an easy counter the whole way through.
So now you see a Poison coming down on defense here. Hog Rider getting raged up, and now an Inferno Tower comes out. So Sam and Javi just really, really ready for this Hog Rider deck from Coca and Lucdubs.
Yeah, this is feeling pretty rough for Coca and Luke. We'll see how they deal with this one, and yeah, happy to pull the Hog Rider to the middle one more time.
Yeah,
so that's also 3 against the 5 elixir spent of Pain Gaming.
Yeah, the Hog Rider plus the Heal Spirit. Easy defense. You take a little bit of damage there, but you're still healthy, above 1,500, still above 2K. And then, once double elixir time comes here in about 19 seconds, that's when Sam and Javi are really going to turn up the heat. And I think the biggest issue for Coca and Lucdubs is going to be dealing with counter pushes, turning into graveyard pushes.
There you go, cycling the Giant Skeleton way in the back is Sam and Javi. Same thing into the same lane from Coca and Lucdubs.
So now you see that Lumberjack going left, so they meet the P.E.K.K.A. on the left-hand side, just in case they try to double down with the Hog Rider, knowing that they have the Ice Wiz and Inferno Tower and NATO if they need to deal with the Hog on the right.
Graveyard in on the left-hand side. We'll keep that Giant Skeleton kind of distracted back there, let this push get across the bridge a little bit.
Yeah, I love that play. And now you see the double drop in the pocket. Dark Prince going to hit both the E-Wiz and the Musketeer. Takes him, almost off the board.
But both very, very low on HP, so a tough spot here for Pain. We'll see how they battle out of it.
Yeah, and it's only going to take one good graveyard push here from Sam and Javi to really get on tower and put in a ton of work. And I'm wondering if one of those last cards is a freeze. We'll find out.
P.E.K.K.A. will be able to survive that death bomb, so gets in, and there you go. Here comes the freeze. Log does clean up the skeletons, but as we go into sudden death overtime, it is maybe a bit surprising that Pain Gaming is in the lead.
Yeah, I mean, just not able to really get on tower are Sam and Javi, and those Hogs are breaking through every now and again with a little bit of added spell damage. Only about 300 HP separating them, which we know will happen very, very quickly with graveyard pushes, but Sam and Javi need to orchestrate these pushes just a little bit better. I didn't like that freeze.
And this time, no, the Hog does not get properly pulled, so an extra swing on the right-hand side, 13-22. And now Coca and Lucdubs doubling down on the right-hand side.
Yeah, maybe a mistake, but we'll find out. P.E.K.K.A. and Dark Prince come down. You can imagine a Graveyard's going to come in as well, and maybe a little bit of support behind the P.E.K.K.A., but let's find out.
And P.E.K.K.A. able to get pretty deep into that territory. Freeze does come down. All the DPS currently up on the P.E.K.K.A. Musketeer in the back playing some defense.
Yeah, Freeze came in a half second before that Musketeer was dropped. Muskie outside the Freeze. Really, really nicely played there by Pain Gaming. And Hog Rider with that snowball on, or Lumberjack on the tower again.
Just little bits of damage getting through right now for Pain Gaming. This is going to be a lot. NATO does not pull the tower. Skellies, though, do pick up the Lumberjack.
Bottom left-hand side, Poison doing all the work that Pain Gaming needs, and now you see Javi and Sam going on the offensive again on the right-hand side. Graveyard down.
Final 35 seconds. Freeze up high. Lumberjack has to come in a lot of high DP or high attack speed troops to play defense against these graveyards. What do they have for the Hog Rider on the SK side?
Sam and Javi allowing that giant skeleton to connect on the right-hand side, trying to pick and choose their battles, knowing that they could take that skelly drop, but not again. So dual lane pressure coming in from Coca and Lucdubs now, which is a kind of a luxury for them.
Pekka high. Here we go, foot race. A little chip on the right-hand side, 718. Graveyard trying to get in on the left-hand side. Freeze out a bit more damage. Can they do it?
They did it! They stole it!
Oh my word! What kind of day do we have today? I'll tell you what, it's Wild Card Sunday.
This is crazy. I recognize that giant skeleton, taking that damage from the giant skeleton on the left-hand side was the only way for them to recoup the elixir they were down and keep continuing to battle on the same page as Pain Gaming. That one bomb drop and that 6 elixir not being dealt with, I feel like, is the reason they were able to turn that up in the end.
All right, so insane aggression out of Pain Gaming to open this one up. They'll get a raged up balloon on tower with the double hero spirits, but King Tower activation pretty easy from Sam and Javi.
And, you know, hopefully in this game, it's obviously not the same thing. They're not going to continue to take those drops and then NATO to King Tower, but let's hope, if you're an SK fan or if you're Sam or Javi, that you don't miss those tornadoes on these balloons this game, because missing them on a balloon is a little bit more detrimental than missing them on a hog.
And here we go, Inferno Tower, Ice Wiz, Freeze gonna be in here. We'll see if that balloon gets raged up and gets on tower.
Zap.
Probably not gonna happen here, but death damage should be enough.
Yeah, they get the death damage, the Ice Wiz is gone, they get the zap in as well. Really, really nicely played there by Coca, and Lucdubs getting some nice big blows early on.
Well, death damage from both of those balloons, Andrew. The first one they pulled the King Tower also didn't pull quite far enough, so that's why you see it down to 1102.
Yeah, 2 death bombs and 1 big bomb drop from the balloon is why they're in a commanding lead right now, but Sam and Javi haven't gone on offense yet, haven't pulled the trigger on what most likely is their graveyard.
And you see there the miner played 1 tile off of the safe spot, so a little bit of a fat finger maybe cost them 1 miner swing. We'll see if that's important later in this game. Huge graveyard counter push going the opposite direction from SK.
Yeah, Bats come in on top of that Royal Delivery to clean up the Musketeer, or else the Musketeer would have stayed alive. They get some good damage in from this graveyard, but a counter push comes from Pain Gaming.
Miner to the back this time. Dark Prince goes all the way back around.
They don't have anything for that balloon. When you see that P.E.K.K.A being played that high up, oh, there we go. The snowball plus the NATO. Very nicely played.
And now a little counter push going in the opposite direction. Bats behind. The Dark Prince trying to tank. And that's a nice freeze in from SK.
Yeah, freeze comes in, gets a lot of damage in, doesn't bring it below... Nope, does not go below 1,000, but much closer than they were just a moment ago. Pain Gaming back on the offensive. And this is what I was talking about when we looked at those stats. 0.7 elixir leaked between both of these squads. I love to see that. I love to see how efficient they are with their elixir.
High defensive freeze to keep the tanks from getting across the board. Graveyard on the opposite side, Poison getting down. Right now, Pain doing everything to try to keep this damage off the tower, knowing they have a good chance of taking this game as long as they can survive this graveyard push.
Oh!
Freeze comes in,
That's
tower
huge!
down, and that's going to be SK Gaming taking the 2v2.
Oh, and you have to throw out the angry face because you were saying it. You were literally